So you don't need 50 apps to run a 7-figure SaaS. You need a stack that removes decisions, kills context switching, and makes your late-night work actually move the business. Most founders collect tools and wonder why their week still feels scattered. The real problem isn't time. It's friction, rework, and chasing vanity metrics. I'm going to show you the exact minimalist stack I use for expiration reminder than the workflows it powers. If you're running a B2B product with limited hours, this will save you weeks. We'll focus on jobs, not logos. How each tool owns a clear function, how they connect, and what mistakes to avoid. Miss this and you'll keep losing trials, slow fixes, weak content, and bad analytics. Stick with me. There's a simple loop that turns tickets into trust and traffic into trials, and a secret step that makes shipping new features way faster. So my reality for years was 8 to 11 p.m. work blocks. That means every tool had to be low friction and give fast feedback. No yak saving, no custom CMS builds, no analytics spread across 5 dashboards. B2B changes the math too. Fewer seats, higher ACV, and lower inbound volume. So reality, clarity, and repeatable workflows beat novelty. Here are the principles. First one, source of truth per function. CMS for content, issues for engineering, analytics for product and web, code for shipping, help desk for customers, SEO tool for growth. Second, the 24-hour bug rule. Clean intake, tight triage, small branches, fast deploy, and a close-the-loop reply. Third, avoid the DIY traps. Don't build your own CMS. Don't run support from your inbox. Don't over-instrument analytics without a schema. Fourth, every extra tool adds maintenance and micro decisions that eat your willpower at night. The reason this works is simple. You create 2 weekly loops, a support to fix loop that earns trust, and a Friday growth loop that compounds traffic and activation. Once those loops run on Rails, you can ship small features with AI Assist and measure the impact right away. That's how you protect your nights and grow steadily. So here are the 7 tool stack that I use to win jobs and win mistakes. So the first one is Ahrefs. It's an SEO growth engine. The job: find intent keywords, analyze competitors, monitor site health, and guide content. The win: solution pages and templates that pull trial intent traffic, not just visitors. The thing most people miss is chasing volume instead of intent. A smaller high intent keyword that maps to your product wins more trials. Don't ignore site health alerts either. Those technical issues quietly show good content. So linear is the issue and roadmap nerve center. Its job is bug triage, feature backlog, and prioritization, tightly linked to GitHub branches. The win: a clear next build queue and a 24-hour fix promise that customers feel. Now, here's where most people mess up: mixing raw feedback with task. Keep feedback in notes on a separate view. Then file actionable, reproducible issues with steps and logs. Bag, titles, slow everything. Webflow is the CMS for marketing velocity. The job: publish fast, scale content types, and test landing pages without pulling engineering. The win is ship pages in hours, not sprints. The mistake is trying to custom build a CMS or skipping schema planning. Design your field up front: problem, audience, feature map, CTA, internal needs, so you can templatize and update at speed. So Cloud Code is the AI coding and research copilot. The job: refactors tests, scaffolds, small features, and doc summaries. The win: days to hours, especially in late night bursts when you need momentum. The mistake is pasting back prompts and trusting outputs blindly. Give context, constraints, and acceptance tests, then verify with actual tests and code review. So Postdoc is the product and web analytics in one. The job: events, funnels, conversions, content attribution, and retention cohorts. The win: one analytics language across site and app, which makes Friday decisions straightforward. The mistake is tracking everything and naming nothing. Start with a clean event schema, standard names, and a single dashboard. If you remember nothing else, keep the funnel tight and the naming consistent. So Help Scout is the founder-grade help desk. The job: unified inbox, safe replies, workflows, and full customer history. The win: no lost tickets, professional support from day one, and an easy handoff to engineering with context. The mistake is running support from a personal email, skipping tags, and have no SLAs. Even a simple response with one business day target sets the tone. GitHub with Copilot is code reviews and deployment. The job PRs tied to linear, code review, CI, and AI assist. The win, a tight loop from bug to branch to deploy to customer notification. The mistake is long-lived branches and skipping PR templates and checks. Use short branches, require tests, and keep the template focused on steps to reproduce the acceptance criteria. Once you nail that, everything else clicks. So let me show you how a workflow would go with support to fix loop, for example, in 24 hours. So here's the loop that earns trust. A customer emails support or uses chat. Health scope receive it, auto tags by product area and severity using simple rules, and surfaces similar past tickets. Now you've got context. I scan the queue, pick the highest impact item, and create a linear issue with a clear title, precise repro steps, logs or screenshots, affected account, and impact notes. Before we continue, you need to understand the next click matters. I press create branch from linear, GitHub names the branch of the issue ID, and so it stays traceable. Copilot drafts the boilerplate. If it's non-trivial, I open Cloud Code with the type prompt, current file, stack details, constraints, and acceptance test. Cloud scaffolds test on a small refactor. I keep changes small and behind a flag if risk exists. Now here's where most people mess up. They skip test, ship fits, and hope. I write or extend a test to log the bug. Then I open a PR link to the linear ticket. The PR template forces me to restate repro and acceptance. Quick review, merge to main, CI runs, and deploy goes out. Close the loop immediately. In Health Scope, I reply what changed, when it's live, and how to verify. I ask them to confirm if it's a feature request, not yet shipped. I still reply with the linear link and rough priority. Pitfalls to avoid: back tickets, no repro, and waiting to update the customer. The win is simple. Customers feel heard, shorten drops, and get permission to keep iterating. So here's another workflow. The Friday growth review: content and product bets. So Fridays drive growth. I open PostHub and look at one dashboard. Trials started, activation steps, key events, and top entry pages. I scan week-over-week comparisons. Did the activation rate move? Which features correlate with higher activation? Which landing pages brought trial intent traffic? I annotate anything unusual right away. So let's see how that looks in action. Say a template page is driving solid signups, but drop-off happens after a setup step. That tells me I have two levers. First lever is content expansion. I switch to href, validate the keyword intent, and find closely related terms with equal or higher intent. I map those to a content template in Webflow. Problem statement, use case, feature mapping, screenshots, CTA, and internal links. Then I publish, add internal links from related articles, set canonical metadata, and schedule a live update in 4 weeks. Second lever is product. If PostHub shows users stall at a form or configuration, I create a linear task for a micro improvement. Clear copy, default values, or a guided checklist. I add PostHub events for that step if they are missing and name them using the schema. The following Friday, I check funnels again. Did completion improve? If yes, I double down. If not, I try the next micro change. The thing most people miss is chasing vanity traffic. Tie your content to activation signals, not just sessions. Close the loop by tagging UTMs and setting page events in PostHub and annotating launches. They win weekly compounding bets instead of random acts of marketing. So this workflow now is going to be a small feature shipping with AI assets. This is the fun part. I start with a tiny user story in linear, who, what, and done when. I create a short spec inside the ticket, constraints, edge cases, and acceptance tests. Then I open Cloud Code with context, relevant files, data models, and the tests I want to pass. Cloud draft a first pass or scaffold test and stops. The game changer nobody talks about is feature flags. I implement the change behind a flag for a small cohort. Copilot helps build a routine code and test assertions. I open a PR link to the linear issue, run through the PR checklist, and push to staging. I click through the acceptance test manually and run unit tests to confirm. If it's risky, I add a quick rollback note to the PR. Release to a tiny slice by enabling the flag for a specific account. In PostHub, I watch the event funnel tied to the new behavior. If the numbers look good and no errors spike, I roll it out wider. Then I send a short help code update or in-app note to impacted users, explaining what changed and how to use it. The win: rapid iteration, measure impact, zero chaos. So what if we apply this stack for 30 days? Here's what shifts in a month. Your week runs on 2 rails: a 24-hour support to fix loop that earns trust and a Friday review that turns data into clear content and product bets. Tools fade into the background because each one owns a job. You ship small improvements, measure them in Buzzhawk, and feed the insights back into Linear and Webflow. Trials get clearer path to activation. Support feels professional and fast. The next unlocks becomes obvious. Automate tagging in Help Scout, expand your workflow schema, and deepen cohort analysis so you see which features actually create stickiness. So here's the implementation plan. 3 steps to adopt this stack. Step 1, pick single source tools and set conventions. Webflow for CMS with a simple schema. Help Scout for support with tags and safe replies. Linear for issues with templates. GitHub with PR templates and short-lived branches. Step 2, instrument Buzzhawk with a clean event schema. Name events consistently, build one dashboard, and schedule a 30-minute Friday review. Step 3, add href for intent-length content and Cloud Code or Copilot for delivery speed. Create one content template and one feature flag pattern. Start this week. Migrate support to Help Scout, create linear templates, and link branches from issues. Expect quick wins, no lost tickets, clearer priorities, and one dashboard that drives decisions. So, the big takeaway is simple. Give each tool one job. Run the 24-hour support loop and the Friday growth loop, and you'll ship faster with less stress. Your stack becomes an operating system that protects your nights and not just trials to activation. If you want the exact playbook for high-intent content, watch my deep dive on building SEO templates with Href and Webflow Nets. Subscribe if you want more founder for workflows like this, and drop a comment with the first tool you'll implement this week. Run the 24-hour support to fix loop for 2 weeks and tell me what changes. Response time, churn signals, or trial conversions. I want to hear your results.